Hello, good evening, and welcome to the 7th round of this F1 2016 career mode season from the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, the scene of today's Canadian Grand Prix. And after an exciting race last time in Monaco, we are hoping for more of the same here. Will it be Mercedes looking to bounce back from recent disappointments? Or will it be Red Bull looking to build on their current form? The team that apparently has the new fastest car on the grid, looking to drive home their advantage. And now a look at the drivers' standings, where we can see that we are currently sitting top of the tree by 10 points ahead of Nico Rosberg. Lewis Hamilton up to 3rd, finding his feet in the championship. Vettel down to 4th. Raikkonen there in 5th position. Daniel Ricciardo 6th. Disappointing for him, hoping to do better with a car that appears unrivaled this weekend, it must be said. Jenson Button still doing well there in 7th for the unfancied McLaren Honda. And then the Williams pair of Bottas and Massa, Sergio Perez rounding out the top 10 for Force India. Now a look at the lower half of the championship standings, and everybody now scoring points except the last 6 drivers, meaning that Kevin Magnussen in 16th place, the last driver to score points this season so far. And now a look at the Constructors' Championship, and it's very tight at the top. Red Bull leading the way, 149, 2 points ahead of the Mercedes team. Ferrari in 3rd on 16th. McLaren and Williams tied in 4th and 5th on 60 points each. McLaren above Williams by virtue of Jenson Button's 2nd place at the season opening race in Melbourne. Sauber and the Manor team still yet to score points this season. We're set for an exciting Canadian Grand Prix here in Montreal then. Let's hand you over to our commentary team of Anthony Davidson and David Croft.
Canada has a true love affair with Formula One. The grandstands here are always packed to capacity. It's a country that has given us the likes of Gilles and Jacques Villeneuve, the thrilling Grand Prix of 79, of 98 and of course 2011. They love their motorsport in Montreal and we absolutely love coming here. If you want flat-out racing, you've come to the right place this weekend, as it's full throttle for 59% of this 2.7-mile circuit, peaking at around 210 miles per hour going into the final chicane. But that speed requires discipline, and there are more than a few close walls here just waiting to punish drivers with a heavy right foot. It's a favourite for fans and drivers alike then here in Canada. We're used to seeing the unexpected happen here, and with me today to enjoy it all is Anthony Davidson, a man who knows firsthand the surprises that can pop up in this race.
I do indeed. I had a good chance at some points here in 2007, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. My old colleague Takuma Sato though, he managed to finish 6th, so the team took home 3 valuable points, and that was a big boost to everyone at the time. I'm not sure I can think of anywhere else that so consistently provides the kind of late race excitement we get here. Obviously, towards the end of the Grand Prix, the brakes are getting worn, maybe the weather situation has changed, so there's a lot to keep fighting for all the way up to that final corner.
Okay, remember to protect the inside on the run down to turn 1. Make yourself as wide as possible, robust but fair.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's Red Bull in pole position then, with Daniel Ricciardo slotting in alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Rosberg, Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel and Raikkonen, Sainz, Button, Bottas and Felipe Massa, Alonso, Hülkenberg, Sergio Perez and Kvyat, Gutierrez, Haryanto, Marcus Ericsson and Roman Grosjean, Magnussen and Nasser, Pascal Wehrlein, and Jolyon Palmer rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Welcome to the grid then, for this Canadian Grand Prix. The grid order, as you just saw, very favourable for our team here at Red Bull. Excuse me, always get a bit of phlegm when I'm recording these damn things. Just pipped Daniel Ricciardo to pole position, and without wishing to blow my own trumpet, it was a hell of a lap. Absolute last ditch. First time I'd got into the 14s all weekend, and it turned out to be a 14.3, which was, well, I didn't think anyone was going to get close, but then right at the death, Ricciardo pops up, as he often does, it seems lately, with the only guy who can get near me. The keen-eyed amongst you will observe that we are not taking the route of many of our championship rivals, who will be starting on the Ultra Soft. We're starting on the Super Soft. I believe I can get reasonably good pace out of them, as I just absolutely smack my microphone stand. I'm recording this in a slightly different position, so please bear with me. We're going to confirm our race strategy is hopefully a one-stop. We're going to take 35 laps. We're going to take 34 laps of fuel. And this is hopefully the race where our Renault engine upgrade will really come into its own, because we bought that out for the last race. Didn't think it'd make it in time. Really, I wanted it for this race and the next race in Azerbaijan. So hopefully that makes a difference for us today. We think if we look at the car performance, which you can't see now, but I looked at before the race, we seem to have moved ahead of Mercedes. So we're all looking very strong. We are going to go and confirm our strategy, and we will start the formation lap very soon. Right, the race is underway. We've got a good start. I don't think we're going to face too much pressure into turn one. And cover our teammate off. That was a little bit... Oh, for fuck's sake, the fucking brakes are going now. I don't want to put our teammate in the wall. Where's everybody else? We've been fucking hit by Ricciardo, who is intent on taking us out apparently in this race. I have no brakes now. I have no brakes all of a sudden. Well, Hamilton's got past Ricciardo, and I think that may have been my fault, to be honest, because I gave him a hefty little bump. Hopefully he gets back at him. But while they're all squabbling, it's worked out an absolute treat for us. We can push on, and we can try and build a bit of a lead. Hopefully Ricciardo can get back past Hamilton. I'd quite like a Red Bull 1-2 today. We're owed one after the cluster that was Russia. I've got no steering, so I might need to put a bit more on. Okay, there we go. Let's get settled down. That's the wall we're going to have to watch out for. Wall of Champions, although if we do go into it, maybe we'll win this championship this year. Ricciardo, I think, is somewhat pissed off, and probably rightly so. It almost feels like I didn't heat my brakes too well during that formation lap. I think ultimately those two cars behind me and Hamilton and Ricciardo are going to have a go at coming back at me. They are on faster tyres, it has to be said. Let's drop to lean for a bit. We'll put it back up to standard as we approach the hairpin. We'll get away with cutting that corner slightly. God knows how. Nice apex through the hairpin. And it looks like Ricciardo had a go there at Hamilton, and I think he might have passed him. Indeed, the screen says he has. So the Red Bull 1-2 is not completely out of the question yet. Kind of hoping those two will slow each other down and negate the effects of having the faster tyre on, to be honest. I have an itchy lip. Never a good thing to get in a racing game. Is that Vettel with the problem I just heard? Might have been. And they've thrown a safety car. And just before that, holy shit, what the hell have I done? I've slowed down way too much on my Delta. Just before that safety car, Hamilton got back past Ricciardo. So that's bad news for him. Right, we catch the safety car. Warm some brakes. And warm some tyres too. Right, safety car is in, and we are racing again. I don't know what the safety car was called for. I think it involved Vettel, so that could be a championship rival in difficulty today. Ricciardo pitted under the safety car. I don't know what strategy he went on to, but it means directly behind us now are two Mercedes. We're going to focus on fending them off. So Ricciardo pitted. I don't know what that means for the prospects of a Team 1-2. I imagine it's done them quite a fair bit of harm. We have more immediate concerns, though. We have a Mercedes right up our gearbox. And we've gone deep. That's not ideal. The Mercedes is up alongside us. There's no DRS just yet though, and we can retake the position. We're going to cover the inside. And we're going to do him under braking for the chicane. Keep it coming, Lewis. Keep it coming. Oh my god, no brakes whatsoever into the hairpin, and we've lost the lead unless we can get him on the cutback. We've made contact. I don't know what's going on with my brakes at that chicane, but it is absolutely terrible. Getting rid of braking. I think we made contact a little bit. Nothing too serious. I have no brakes. Or I'm braking too late, one of the two, but I feel like I'm running out of brakes here. Hulkenberg's got himself up to third. I don't know how he's accomplished that, but apparently he has. Alright, I think it was just a case of me being a bit of an idiot, braking too late. So let's try and keep ourselves on top of that. And now Hulkenberg's up to second. God damn. Nico Hulkenberg up to second, Alonso up to third, and Mercedes must have peeled off then into the pits. There's no way McLaren Honda is going to overtake a Mercedes in this game. I don't believe, surely, that can be the case. And I think our pit window opens next lap. Not this one, next lap. A little aggressive through that chicane. I love the sound of that Honda downshifting. They really got that sound right in this game. I love it. Right, pit window open. Looking a bit used. We're going to switch to Rich to push our in lap. I am fairly sure that I braked at the same point there, but I could be quite hideously wrong. Felt like I did, but I must have missed it as I went sailing past the corner. So we're pitting. That means a Force India is going to be leading this race, and a McLaren Honda is going to be second. That's what I like to see. Look at this huge train of cars behind Perez, though. Who's in that? With a 1.7 pit stop, too. 1.7 pit stop, that's undoubtedly the fastest I've had on this game. I think I got a 1.8 in China. That beats that. Get the DRS on Perez now. Use a bit of fuel to try and get in his toe. And make an aggressive move stick. Holy hell. That was a bit savage, if I do say so myself. I don't want to do that too often. I will have to pit again. Actually, that's the point. We've pitted. Now, where are the Mercedes and our teammate? I don't see them anywhere. I think I see our teammate's dot. He's well down in that tree. One presumes that the two Mercedes are ahead of him. Made that a little bit messy. I have to admit, I'm actually a little bit skeptical that these tyres are going to make it to the end. I think I needed to try and stretch that to about lap 20. Really. Then again, who can say? Well, Hulkenberg has pitted. I can say that. So what that means is that, I believe anyway, for the first time this season, a McLaren is leading a race. A McLaren Honda leading a race at a circuit where engine power is key, basically. Just let that reality sink in for a second. It's through strategy, I know, but a McLaren Honda is leading at Montreal. Round of applause, I think, for Fernando Alonso. Wonder how far he's going. Is he going to come in this lap? I wager he is. No, he's not coming in this lap. He's having a right old shot at glory here, is Fernando. I would guess they're the tyres he started on. He must have started on the softs and he's running incredibly long on his first stint. I can't imagine any other scenario. What I can imagine is an itchy nose and a sniffle. And still Alonso carries on. This moment of glory is lasting quite a while. I wonder what strategy our rivals are on. We've committed to try and make the one stop work by qualifying on the super softs and then switching to the softs. So I'm guessing that everybody else is two stopping, and we might yet have to two stop. I'll be honest. I guess we won't know the answer to that question though until the end of the race, which could come quite quickly if I persist in driving like an absolute moron like that. Bit of phlegm. I gotta have phlegm in these. And that's Alonso, he's boxing now. So he needed 20 laps on the soft tyre. And he even led. How about that for a plot twist? McLaren Honda leading on an engine-dependent circuit. Actually, he's pitted, Alonso. He's still third on the super soft tyre. He's having his day. Every dog has its day, even the old ones. And right now that old dog is on for McLaren's second podium of the year. I'm going to have to sneeze in a minute. Unless I can hold it down, which I think I can. I don't know why this always seems to happen more when I'm recording videos, but it does. It's most annoying. Especially when it's a driving game, because I gotta put my hands in all sorts of weird positions. 14%. I reckon this could be tight on the tyre wear. I still can't work out what strategy is going on. I mean, Hulkenberg started on the softs, he's gone to the ultras. There is no way he will get those to the end of the race. Alonso might get the super softs to the end. That is possible. But I can't for a minute believe that Hulkenberg is going to get his ultra softs to the end of this race as I hit my microphone. Because I had an itchy head, so sorry if I've just deafened everybody. Okay, that's a corner cut. I will hold my hands up to that one. That was 4 wheels over. No question, guilty as sin. I apologise. That apparently doesn't constitute a corner cut, which is surprising. Holy hell, it is hot in this room. Really? No, in British summertime weather though, it'll probably rain for the next 5 weeks, and this will be our summer. That's how it usually works in this country. Our weather hates us with a passion. You gotta learn to enjoy it while it lasts in this country, because it never lasts long. Okay, we have yellows, and oh, Hulkenberg's out of the race. Now what happened there, I wonder, and will that be a safety car? There's no safety car at the moment. So I don't think there's any immediate need for a strategy change. I'm not entirely sure what tyres I have available to me anyway. I think I have some super softs. I'm really not sure. Well, hopefully Jeff will have an alternative strategy for me. There's 10 laps to go. And Verline's out of the race now too, so... Now the safety car's deployed. No, not Inters. Can I get ultra softs to the end of this race? Verline's blown up at the hairpin. We are. Oh, we need to get our delta down. We really need to keep our eye on that more. Right, safety car is coming in this lap. We are pacing the field again. We have huge excesses of fuel, it has to be said, right about now. And so we can go straight into Rich. Okay, let's attack. I will not be beaten by McLaren. Focus on breaking Alonso. We have copious amounts of grip from these tyres. Just about got away with that. You see Alonso's dropped down behind Perez and Hamilton now, so having been absolutely nowhere, suddenly Hamilton is back on the podium. And I think he's set to take second in the Drivers' Championship if he could finish there. We should be able to get these ultras to the end. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be able to do that. Can't afford any mistakes. is what it really boils down to in these final few laps. No mistakes. Let's keep it out the wall, keep our eye on our fuel, and bring her home for the win. I think we should be good to run rich for the rest of this race, you know? Almost. Going up to start the penultimate lap now. Let's put it down to standard for a bit. He says as he... I say about running rich for the rest of the race, but I don't want to take any chances. I would like to know what happened to Ricciardo. He pitted into that first safety car, and we haven't seen him since. I was really hoping for a 1-2 for Red Bull today. Really stamp our authority on the Constructors' Championship. And there's just been no sign of him. I presume he's in the points somewhere. But I have no idea where. We'll find out in a few minutes' time. Oh, we will burn it. Don't worry about that, Jeff. I'm not sure, actually, looking at that mini-map, that Daniel is in the points. I didn't get time to count all the dots individually, but I don't think he's in the points. Anyway, go to Rich and cross the line. Last lap here in Canada. A pretty bizarre race, this. Rivals making strange strategy calls. Alonso leading and just falling short at the end from the podium. Perez is currently second, Hamilton only third. He would have been hoping, I think, for at least a second out of this, although looking at the map he may yet bite Perez for second. He's right on him. But it's irrelevant to us. We're going to be extending our lead of the championship, whichever way you look at it, as long as I can make it through the final chicane. And that is going to be the absolutely important thing. Don't fuck this up now, Paul. We don't. We're going to come out of the final corner, and we are going to come across the line to win the Canadian Grand Prix. Woo! Hell yeah!
A great win then for the Red Bull team today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
And I can see now the drivers are making their way out. We need Red Bull fighting at the front. They do an incredible amount for Formula One. And that's another winner's trophy heading back to Milton Keynes.
Let's catch our breath a second and take a look at the final race results, which reveal that unfortunately Perez just couldn't quite hold on to that second place. Hamilton, I guess, down the back straight into the final chicane, took it off him. But still an amazing drive from Perez, 13th on the grid. To finish third, 10 places. That is some effort. Obviously strategy helped him out there considerably. And I was right. Daniel Ricciardo did not score a point. He finished 11th. From second on the grid, that is super disappointing for Daniel. He really is not getting any luck. He was leading in Russia comfortably, let's not forget, when his engine blew. And a bullshit penalty, absolutely hideously rubbish penalty that he picked up in Monaco, really denied him a podium there. He just cannot catch a break. Let's take a look further down the order now, and Vettel all the way down in 14th, and having picked up a penalty. I know he had some issues earlier on in the race. I don't know exactly what happened to him, but clearly he had some problems. Jenson Button, that was bad performance from him, considering the performances of Alonso. And the only two retirements were actually Verline and Hulkenberg. I really thought Hulkenberg was going to get a podium there, and actually I would have liked him to. It would have helped me in the championship picture quite a bit. Actually would have made me even further ahead. Oh well, not to be for him, I guess. Right, let's take a look at those championship standings, and we still lead the way. Our gap's increased to 23 points, almost a race win. I thought Hamilton was going to move up to second, but apparently, somehow, Rosberg's still holding on. I guess Hamilton did have a retirement in China, didn't he? Was it China? Yeah, it was China. So he didn't finish the race there. Raikkonen up to 4th ahead of his teammate now. And Ricciardo's still down there in 6th. He's got to be the most disappointed guy on the grid. The bad luck that guy has is just unreal. Wouldn't want to be in his shoes at all. Button there in 7th. Bottas stays 8th. Sergio Perez splits the Williams now. He moves up to 9th. Massa down to 10th, and we see Alonso also making a move. And at the bottom half of the championship, we can see Harry Hanto has scored a point for Mana. Did Harry Hanto get 10th in this race? I did not notice. I'll have to go back and have a look at that. But Mana hadn't scored a point before this race, so he must have done. Well, good drive him. Good on him. Nice to see Mana score a point. What that effectively means in the Drivers' Championship, of course, is that there's only 4 drivers now who haven't scored a point. And as we take a look at the Constructors' Championship, bad news for us, well, relatively. Mercedes moved to the top, which is unusual because I'm sure they've only won 1 race this year. Whereas we've won 4. I've won 4 races, I've won all our races. And that shows really just how bad Ricciardo's season is turning out to be. If he could just get up there with a bit of good fortune, we'd probably be walking this championship. Anyway, Ferrari, they're in third. Williams moving ahead of McLaren after that race. Force India up to 6th, Toro Rosso dropped to 7th. And there's confirmation. Manor did score a point in this race. Sauber now the only team without a point this season. And well guys, on that bombshell, that is gonna do it for this Canadian Grand Prix. I hope you've enjoyed watching this race. Leave a like if you have, and I will see you for the next race in Azerbaijan. And so until then, take care. Goodbye.